Hi there. My name is Kim Tsoukalas. I'm franchise owner of Network in Action Twin Cities, and I have Kristine Zellmer with the BEMER Group with us today. Hi, Kristine.
Hello, Kim.
BEMER is an amazing product. It's a medical device that is used to really help improve people's health. So start out a little bit about sharing who you are and what is BEMER.
All right. Well, BEMER is a class 2 medical grade device. This is it behind me. It's actually from Europe and it's been around for 25 years. It was a top secret of athletes. So what it does is it sends a signal into your body to reactivate your microcirculation. And that is the blood flow at the small arterial, venous, and capillary stage, which actually accounts for 75% of your blood flow. So it's a really cool device.
So you have quite a story behind why you started using it. So share with our viewers your background and how it's benefited you personally.
Yeah, so I fell into BEMER is not what I was looking for. I had actually just been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease that impacts the central nervous system. Now, the same disease my sister has passed away from now 19 years ago from complications from the medicine. So when they told me that I had the same thing, I thought, well, I'm doing things differently. And I had decided to treat it naturally. I wanted to work on the inside, help heal my body through my nutrition, detoxing, all sorts of things.
Right.
Fast forward, about 10, 11 months, and I just wasn't quite getting the results I was wanting. Now, I knew it was good for me, and I had faith in eating well, but I was left with a lot of fatigue and brain fog and some, I call them neurological misfirings. And I needed something more. And so someone introduced me to the BEMER and I was like, well, it sounds too good to be true, but it's worth a shot. So I'll say I started it with having to take a nap. Like before I used it, I was taking naps every afternoon. Like my whole afternoons were occupied by sleeping. And within 3 days, I noticed that, instead of napping, I took my dog for a walk and I had so much energy that I needed to run. Now, I love running, so to me, that was good news. But I don't know the last time you felt like, oh my God, I gotta get this energy out. Well, that's how I felt. I'm like, this is awesome. I was like, I never return it.
When you shared with me that you took naps, I'm trying to picture you napping. Anyone that knows you you are not sleepy from the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs by any means. Like you are definitely a high energy person. And so must have felt so good. I mean, even though you're taking all the proper measures to eat right, which is still very important, you still needed some tools to bring it to a new level. And it must have been so wonderful to feel like yourself again, because I think some people, they get so sick that it starts to become normal and just feeling run down and tired that they almost forget what it feels like to feel normal. Like it's that kind of their new norm.
Absolutely. And you know what really made me dive into it? I felt amazing, but it was when I put it on my kids and they were 11 and 14 at the time. I have 2 boys. And when I saw the impact it had on them so quickly, I realized this is a tool that is good for everyone. Like our blood is so important to every aspect, every cell, every organ, every tissue relies on our blood flow. And unfortunately, the slowing down of our microcirculation literally is aging. And there's lots of reasons why it can happen earlier in life with stressors, disease, injury. So why not get your blood flowing and get that optimized? And you can do lots of other modalities. Like I still eat well. I do other things. I exercise, I lift. But this guy is my favorite. Like I wouldn't change it for the world. I go everywhere with it.
How often can you get better just by laying on something? You know what the other thing, Kristine, I want to say is, I want to ask you this question, like who benefits from it? But I also want to share that the problem most people make, and you got to almost think of your body as your automobile, is that you get oil changes, right? Not when your car's broke down, it's maintenance. And this is such a simple tool to make sure you're preventing from your body breaking down. Would you agree?
And you know what, that you actually brought me right into who it's good for.
Yes.
I always say the number one are those of us trying to prevent aging. And that could be a 20-year-old that doesn't like competing on the race course against maybe someone a little younger, like, I want a little bit of speed. Or it could be those of us middle age, or I work with lots of seniors as well. So all those uncomfortable things that happen with aging, if you want to fight it, this is one of the easiest, most effective ways. People recovering from injuries. So whether it's old injury that you're kind of in, old football injury that you're recovering from, or something that you tripped and fell, hurt your ankle, something like that. You can target areas with different applicators so that you can kind of focus on that and help it heal faster. And then of course, athletes. Athletes can be an 8-year-old, it can be an 87-year-old, people that are out there doing activities. Yeah. They love it because it literally is increasing the oxygen into your cells, increasing the cellular recovery, so pulling out the lactic acid, helping your bodies, the muscles, the endurance, the stimulation. So that's why it's been used by athletes for years. So it's
we are so blessed to be in an age where there are tools like this that can we're going to live longer and to just preserve our bodies. And so all of us, some people can have a long life, but it doesn't mean they have really good quality life. So I know you shared with me many amazing stories with your personally, with your family, and many of your clients. And I also know many people that are using your product right now that are really, really happy. I highly encourage you to check out the BEMER, whether you're having some challenges or wanting to prevent them down the road. And no matter what your age is, the best way to reach you, Kristine, is how?
I have 2 ways. You can go to kristine.zellmer@bemermail.com, or you can reach me on my cell phone, 651-387-6192. So call or text. I am happy to share. I mean, my passion is sharing my journey with people and hope that I can give them hope that there's something they can do with their body.
Yeah, but when you've had hands-on, like a serious medical condition that you were diagnosed with, that was life-threatening to your sister, and you can see how this has changed your life, I can understand why you're even more passionate than most. I highly recommend you giving Kristine a call. Knowledge is power, and reach out to her. Thank you so much for your time today.